Ice Cube has been facing a lot of backlash for this. This is interesting. So Ice Cube claims rap labels use social engineering to encourage criminal behavior. So let's go over this. Ice Cube has taken aim at the record industry, claiming it uses social engineering to encourage criminal behavior and control society. So Ice Cube has been going on this like interview tour, shitting on big companies because he has this big three NBA kind of league where retired NBA players can go play, like retired NBA players that can't play anymore, but they can't play that rigorous, 82 game NBA schedule. They go there, they can still train, still play, but it's less games so they can maintain it easier. So he has that going on, and apparently the NBA has been kind of blackballing him and making sure that his league doesn't blow up or become anything. NBA players can't talk about the league anymore like they used to. He's losing like sponsorship deals. So he's going on this tour, just doing all kinds of interviews with anybody that he can do interviews with. I'm hoping he can stop by here. I don't even know if I can reach out to him. That'd be cool. But he's, with doing these interviews, of course, he's gonna, he's gonna have takes. People are gonna ask him questions about things. So this is one of the takes that he's receiving a lot of backlash for. And, let's go over the article and see why. Last week, the rapper was a guest on Bill Maher's Club Random podcast, where he alleged that there is a financial connection between the rap music industry and private prisons. He said this: "Who benefits and profits off our bickering and division?" responded Ice Cube when asked about the rise of petty societal debates which create division, such as faulting one another for not using updated racial terms. Follow the money. "I don't know their names, Bill, but if you follow the money, you go high enough, you start to see," Cube added. He then used the record industry as a broad example of how people at the top can manipulate what's going on with the people who are bickering and fighting. He suggested that the same people who own record labels own prisons, while noting that it seems really kind of suspicious, if you want to say that word, that the records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry. Then again, that this week during an appearance on Breakfast Club, the former NWA member doubled down on his beliefs, claiming he has never had a record company guy tell me shit about my music and how to make it. Further, Ice Cube claimed he first made note of who was pulling the strings when he first got in the game. He's issued this he issue has been long-standing. His issue, yeah, this person did not write this right. His issue has been long-standing. A lot of albums and a lot of dope songs people like are made by a group of people telling rappers what to say. That's dope, or that line ain't good enough. Let's change this. Let's get someone up here that can write. Interesting. I do agree a little bit with what Ice Cube is saying. A lot of these labels take out insurances for a lot of artists that if they die, they get paid a shit ton of money. So I can see where labels are pushing violence, crime. I mean, just look at this stuff. Like, you got rappers literally laughing about smoking dead bodies, shitting on graves, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And the labels, if something happens, the labels are never held accountable. These are the people that pushing money behind this stuff so these artists can do these things. Now, is it the artist's responsibility? Yes. Don't say that, hey, it's not the artist's fault, this and that. No, some artists do take blame. Some of the blame goes on artists. But labels are very keen to making sure people have issues, artists beef with each other, because it brings a lot more traffic to, the music, traffic to the label, all that stuff. I mean, everybody knows controversy sells. It's an unfortunate world we live in. But even me with my YouTube content, if I do something that's more violent, more aggressive, beef videos, gets a lot more views. Then I do a video like the Give It Your Die Trying documentary, and, I'm happy with the views, but I'm sure if I did a video like, 50 Cent versus Ja Rule, they beefed or shot each other, or how 50 Cent got shot, this and that, like some crazy stuff like that, or anything just relating to beef, violence, I would get a lot more views. I'd get a lot more traffic. I'd get people upset at me. And this is, what I notice is like, hey, this is no. I don't want people to take this as a shot at Trap Lord Ross, because this is not a shot at Trap Lord Ross. But if you look like his documentary, and it wasn't shaming, King Von. He did it very tastefully. But look at the title, right? It's King Von, rap's first serial killer. And then he kind of breaks down King Von's story. Then you go to my King Von documentary, and it's King Von Demon from O Block. So both titles are pretty menacing, and pretty enticing for people to click. But when you go on my video, it's the total opposite of what the title is. I did that on purpose because I know people love King Von, love the violence that King Von's associated with. So I named it The Demon from O Block just to get people's attention. Then when people actually watch the video, they realize I flipped the script. I decided to focus on the positive things that King Von was doing instead of just, hey, he has bodies, he's killed these people, he's done these things. I don't know if he's done these things. He probably did. I have no idea. I wasn't there. I can't judge somebody that, I can't say to somebody unless there's clear-cut evidence. Like if I see King Von on video shooting somebody and killing somebody, then it's like, okay, you did this shit. It is what it is. And that's fucked up. And obviously you deserve to go to prison for the rest of your life, so on and so forth. But I never saw that. From what I researched, I never saw that. I never got clear-cut evidence. Trap Lil Ross deep dived into it. So, it is very convincing on his end. He did a great job. So, I sometimes go back and forth on it. But regardless, I like to look at the positives of things because it's like, if we're just focusing on violence, it's that's all people are going to think about. So what I'm saying in all this is that violence attracts traffic. My documentary never got spoken like crazy. Like with Trap Lil Ross's, everybody reacted. Everybody had this, even people that were related to King Von went crazy. Mine got, 3.4 million views, a lot of views. A lot of people loved it. But because it was positive, nobody, cared to talk about it. Nobody was like, yo, that's dope, that we looked at a whole different positive thing. That's the thing. It's like the positivity doesn't get covered like the negativity. I mean, just look at my Get Rich documentary. The only thing that was actually covered, not even the first thing, the only thing that was covered throughout the whole thing was 50 Cent and this back down original version dissing people. That's it. Nobody gave a fuck about the cool stories in there. The royalty check, 21 Questions, Barry White passing away as the last song he cleared. Many Men being a beat for multiple people. All kinds of stories in there. That's all they gave a shit about. So Ice Cube is right in the sense that labels, they do engineer this stuff. They do engineer the violence a lot more. So I don't know why Ice Cube is getting backlash for this. A lot of people are saying, what are you talking about? You're this and that. Basically, he wasn't he was saying, hey, I don't condone a lot of rap music nowadays, and I agree with him, man. A lot of the stuff has just become disgusting. I don't like to listen to it. I don't like to listen to you smoking a pack, smoking somebody's ops. It gets very repetitive, stupid, and I feel guilty for listening to it, man. That Who I Smoke, Baby, Who I Smoke, it's a catchy song. It's dope, but I feel guilty listening to that shit. I stopped listening to it. Anybody that's smoking ops and packs, I'm done with that shit, man. I am done listening to that. So if you're doing that kind of music, you don't got me on your radar.